Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of NAHL Coaches Corner. My name is Alex Kyrias. Today we sit down with the new head coach of the Minot Minotauros, Shane Wagner. Shane, how you doing today?
I'm good. How about yourself there, Alex?
We're doing great here in Dallas. It's great to have you aboard, a new face in the NAHL coaching ranks. First of all, congratulations on the new opportunity. I know it has to be exciting for you.
Oh, yeah, I was extremely excited. And especially the place, Minot, it's a great hockey town. It's a great organization, so I couldn't be any happier. And, I'm still sad to see Marty go because he was a great mentor and a great friend. But, I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Marty Murray, for a long time there, the coach in Minot. I know that you were his assistant there for a number of years, and I'm wondering when you knew that Marty was going to be leaving, take me through the process of you getting hired there, how you expressed interest in the position, and ultimately what led to you being named the next head coach of the Minotauros.
Yeah, it was, he called me probably on the Saturday before it was released to everybody. And I didn't even know. And usually I kind of hear grumblings on the hockey world on who's getting hired and who's got what. But he kind of called me and goes, "You hear any good rumors?" And I said, "No, why?" He goes, "Well, Sioux Falls has been tracking me a bit and they offered me the job and I can't turn it down." So, yeah. And I was like, pretty shocked. I thought I would be leaving before Marty did, to be honest with you. I thought, Marty was going to be there for a while and, he had a great setup there and all that. So I was completely shocked, but I was happy to see him get that opportunity. I know he's going to do big things in the hockey world. So he got the job. And then the owner, Brad, called me the next day and I said, "Yeah, I'd love to be the head coach." And we chatted for a while and we just talked about, me moving out there for good, or not for good, but for the season with the family. And we went from there. It was kind of Brad would say it was a long interview process since I lived with Brad last year. We shared an apartment, but he called me up and just said, "Let's get rolling for next year." And that was basically it.
Well, that's awesome that he has that confidence in you. And I'm wondering, as you look ahead to this opportunity of being a head coach in the league, what are some of the things that you plan to do to kind of make it your own? Obviously, under Marty there, you had some great success, obviously some talented players, some good systems that were effective in the always tough Central Division. But looking ahead to making it your own, now, what types of things do you hope to implement to say, this is Shane Wagner's team?
Yeah, I felt like Marty and I did a good job kind of adapting to each other. And one thing that I always kind of thought I was there for is to help with some of the guys just behind the scenes. And now I got to take over Marty's role and holding them to a standard that has been sat there for a while. And, to make it my own, I think I just got to keep going the course, and not try to do what Marty did, but just learn from what he did and adjust. And I got why Wazelenchuk's going to stay on board. So I think we're just going to have to go with it as our team and kind of, make our decisions. But also we're just going to use the lessons that we learned while we were assistants under Marty and try to put that to work.
We often talk with the coaches in the Central Division about the grind that the Central Division is night in and night out. Really the fact that the goal is probably just to be one of the top four teams, because we've seen in recent years, it doesn't really matter whether you're the first seed or the fourth seed. We've seen all kinds of teams end up going to the Robertson Cup. And then, of course, last year in 2019, we saw the Aberdeen Wings come home with the title. I'm wondering, with that knowledge, as you look ahead in the Central Division, what are some of the things that you're hoping to focus on here for the 2021 team that's going to allow you to have some success in that always tough division?
I think it's going to build that team grit and that team toughness. I look back to my first year in Minot when we made that run to the Robertson Cup. That team was kind of, it was up and down all year. And we just kind of had a little bit of a bump right there at the end where the guys really gelled. And I think it was, I can't remember. We were playing the Wilderness at home, and I think Kobe N scored 2 goals within the last 3 minutes and put us ahead. And that kind of put us into the playoff hunt. And you could just feel the vibe on the team that, we were going to do good things that year. And I think we just got to learn to build that it's going to be a grind day in, day out. And, it is a long season, but you've got to be in every game. I think that's why Aberdeen had success last year. I mean, that team was tough. They played every game tough, and that's why they had the success. And we're going to have to do that in our division, not only to make playoffs, but to move on.
Every coach that we talk to seems to have a common theme, and that is that they are putting the NCAA commitments of their players really above anything else, maybe even winning. And so as you look ahead to your team, what type of things do you hope to do behind the scenes? And obviously it's easy for you to say as an assistant coach, as those are often the guys making the phone calls and staying in constant communication with NCAA coaches. But what are some of the things that you did as an assistant coach and you hope to transition as a head coach of moving your players on to that next level?
Yeah, I think it's just making them ready, and I think Marty did a great job, and I really learned from him my first 2 years or 3 years that, even after you get committed, the colleges are watching it harder. They're really invested in you. And I think those players need to realize, you might be really talented and be a great North American League player, but, you got to be something special to earn that scholarship. You got to do something and teams want to see a player that's going to put their team first and they're going to compete and, going to battle for their teammates, and just trying to talk with those players and let them know, hey, what things are acceptable, not only in our level, but to be an effective college player. That's where you're going to have to learn to be a player. And, you're going to have to learn those, to do those things at the next level to have success. So I think our focus is to really give those players that expectation and not let them get by with not meeting that expectation and getting ready for the future.
As you look ahead to the roster, knowing who you lost, what are some of the biggest holes that you have to fill when the season starts, hopefully here in September?
Yeah, our back end kind of stayed the same. Our front end, we lost not our whole first line, but our first line kind of aged out. And plus, there's a few guys that were drafted in USHL, so that's still on the fence with those guys. But, up front, it's always just kind of finding those top six guys. And not only that, but maybe those the third and fourth line guys that are going to come into your program as a first year guy and really work and going to push those guys to be better and come in to be our top six guys the year following. But, we lost a lot with Ben Garrity. He's going to go into school next year, but we're confident with what we have in that. We got some good forwards coming in here. They'll be young, but I think if we retain some of our older forwards, they'll teach them and they'll work and they'll grind on to become really good, successful NA players.
Well, it's been an exciting and busy summer for you, and congratulations are in order because you just got home from the hospital. You and your wife had your third child, so congratulations. I know you're happy to get home, and this is it, right? Just the forward line?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think we're content, but everything was good. We're excited. We had a little baby boy on the 4th at around 7 p.m. So, it was, he was kind of unexpected. We're happy. The other two kids are really happy to see them and that we're home, but everyone's doing well. And now hopefully soon we'll get some sleep.
Yeah, that's right. Well, again, thank you for taking time out. Back to daddy duties with the baby. And again, some fireworks on the 4th of July for you. So, again, congratulations on being a dad third time around. And thank you for joining us here on Coaches Corner, Shane.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Alex. And we'll look forward to a great year.
Absolutely. That's Shane Wagner, the new head coach of the Minot Minotauros, here on another edition of NAHL Coaches Corner.